citizen, but his brother lives in a different town in Mexico, and so they still obviously are family, going to visit each other. All of the stuff that goes along with the family. And a lot of the business is done based on those familial ties. So when you look at the cartels, a lot of how they separated, where they're at, the territories they cover is all based on family stuff as well. So it's a lot like the Italian mob in that sense, right? That it's all family driven and oriented. And then you get down to these lower street levels. And then as it relates to street gangs, I think people have a misconception that the cartels and the gangs are very tight, and that's not necessarily the case all the time. The street gangs are kind of a thing of their own in the U.S., and while they have to do business with the cartels, and some of them do report to the cartels specifically for distribution and stuff, those are loose ties. They're not real strong ties. And even if it's a Mexican gang working with a Mexican cartel, because another misconception is that a Mexican American is well accepted by a Mexican national. And that's not true. The Mexican nationals look down on, they would call a Mexican American. So like my wife would be called a gringa, which is kind of a derogatory term, meaning she's from the US, she's a white girl, essentially. And so the Mexican nationals view the Mexican Americans as kind of spoiled brats, right? And so there's that cultural thing that goes on as well within the cartels.
That's so interesting, especially considering we have so many people trying to cross the border, to become part of America. But if they look at us as being spoiled, then I can understand that appeal. Being on this side of the fence for any people from Mexico,
they want to be spoiled too.